In 1964, Mary Rand became the first British woman to win an Olympic gold medal in track and field. Britain's golden girl became a superstar overnight.
Yeah, she worked in a Guinness factory, was also a young mother when she won 3 Olympic medals, and that was 59 years ago. At the time, Mick Jagger was asked and described her as his dream date. Rand has lived in America most of her life, but very few people actually know her story.
Well, we tracked her down in Reno, Nevada. She is 83 years old.
I had 6 jumps and 5 of them broke the Olympic record. I think it was 676 or something like that. It said world record. I mean, I was blown away. When you do something like that, you hope it's going to inspire young athletes to do better. Mick Jagger, they asked him if he could go on a date with anybody, who would it be? And he said it would be me.
Mary, tell us how you started out doing athletics.
I was always a tomboy, so I always followed my brothers, and I think I started out like running around an orchard, you know, racing in Wells, Somerset. I eventually went to the All England schools, you know, that's as far as you can go. And I got a scholarship to Millfield, and when I went to Millfield, you know, I had a coach there, and you know, the rest is history, really.
When you look back on your career and hear that little bit of history that you're the first woman to win gold for GB in the athletics, what comes to your mind?
Well, you know, the thing is, I was doing something I really loved to do, and I was fortunate enough to meet really good people along the way that really helped me. And so, you know, when I won, I mean, I couldn't quite believe it, really. You know, because at that point, you know, I had a daughter who was 2 years old.
And now she's ready once again to challenge the world's best. Her targets this year are the European Championships and the Empire Games. And I can just hear Mary coming. I think she's finished training. Hello, Mary. Would you mind taking Alison? She's a little bit heavy. Tell me, have you found a babysitter for Alison if you go to the European Championships or the Empire Games?
Well, we haven't definitely got one fixed, but I think if I get selected for anything, Sydney's mother will look after her, so...
Do you think you might get a little worried when you go abroad now, worried about Alison at home? It might affect your performance?
Well, actually, Sydney's mother's very, very good with babies. I don't think I've got anything to worry about.
Tell me about the actual day. So when you wake up on the morning of that long jump final, what was going through your head?
The morning when I was going to compete, I was sharing a room with Ann Packer, Mary Peters, and Pat Nutting. And it was, hailstones were coming down that morning, and we looked out and I went, oh my Lord, it's hailing. And then I thought to myself, well, you know, it's the same for everybody. They've all got to, you know, compete in it. I was very fortunate that I qualified on my first jump, so I could go right back in and stay out of the rain.
And what about when you're on the long jump runway about to jump?
You don't really think about anything except what you're going to do. You know, you're hoping you're going to run down the runway, and you're hoping you're going to hit that little board at the end and, you know, get a good jump. And I was really very lucky, you know. I had 6 jumps and 5 of them broke the Olympic record. You know, I didn't know that at the time. And, you know, when I came back and I had jumped the world record, I couldn't understand it because it was in meters, and back then, you know, we didn't do meters. When it went up on the board, I think it was 676 or something like that, you know, and then it said world record. I mean, I was blown away.
And where are your medals now? Because they're not with you at the moment, right?
They're at Millfield in Somerset, you know, and they've got a big display case. And it's really nice, you know, and I think that's where they belong because it is part of history. And I think that it might inspire young athletes, you know, when they see that, you know, to do better.
So tell me about your work in the Guinness factory.
I used to have a Lambretta, and I used to drive all over London on that thing. And I really went there because they would give me time off when I had an international meet, and they also paid me my salary, you know, when I was away. I was lucky. Guinnesses were amazing to me. Every lunchtime I had a half a Guinness.
I heard that you met with the Beatles and Mick Jagger.
Well, no, I was up at BBC one day and the Beatles were there. And, you know, I met two of them. I think I met Ringo and George. And, of course, I had Alison, who was 2 years old, and she had like a Beatles haircut. So it was kind of funny. Yeah, it was kind of funny. And then Mick Jagger, I never actually met him, but he quoted that, you know, they asked him, if you could go on a date with anybody, who would it be? And he said it would be me. So that was kind of, I don't know if that was good or bad, but anyway, that's what he said.
So when you reflect on the Olympics and the history that you made, because it was a lot of history, how does that make you feel?
At the time, I didn't realize what effect it would have. But, you know, I think what you hope for is when you do something like that, you hope it's going to inspire young athletes, you know, to want to train and do well. And also to think, well, you know, she's did it, so there's no reason why we can't do that.
Mary, it has been fabulous speaking to you and hearing your memories of that incredible day. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and it was nice to meet you.